Jacob, glad to see you.
Glad to see you, Jeremy.
Why don't you tell me where you work and what you do?
The company I work with is CentreCourt Developments. It's interesting to work at a place like CentreCourt that really tried to change the way the culture of the business is actually organized. It's an all open concept office. The CEO and someone whose first day has the exact same desk. When you're all in the environment where you're working hard together and it doesn't feel like there's lots of layers of hierarchy you have to get to make a decision, it really helps that bond form with all levels of the organization.
I totally respect that and I can relate. I think the ivory tower way of running a company is changing. I was taught really early in my career, the way that you treat the guy that sweeps the floor is the same way you should treat the owner of the company, and I love that aspect. How do you stay motivated? Where do you get all this energy from?
I've always loved activity in one way or the other, whether it be playing sports, working hard at school, or now trying to do as well as I can in my professional career. And it's been really easy to stay motivated at CentreCourt with all the projects we've got to work on, getting through some really cool stuff like Pickering City Centre when we worked on that, for example, last year. The biggest project in our history that I got to.
One of the biggest projects in Ontario.
Yes, so just like having those opportunities that are kind of, even someone young and kind of just in the early innings of their career has had the opportunity to work on has been very motivating, and it's easy to get up out of bed in the morning and get to walk to work and see what's on my plate for the day.
What advice would you give a younger person that is looking to sort of follow a similar path to yours?
Number one, and it's cliche, but work as hard as you can, especially when you're young, when you have the energy to do it and you don't have as much time commitments to other things, because it always is noticed. So work really hard, make as many connections as you can, and just treat people well. If you treat people well, that's also recognized. I'd say if you kind of do all three of those things, I find that things tend to go well in the long term. What are, if anything, some of the main kind of strategic considerations you're putting into how you approach new projects or winning new business now that may have been different than 3 years ago when the market was just in a major state of boom?
In the Toronto real estate market and marketing specifically, we're seeing a shift where some of the communications is more targeted towards the end user. The other switch is double, triple down on your corporate brand. Image is everything. What we're doing now, two human beings that are representatives of companies are talking to each other. Putting faces to brands are much more interesting to people, because if they could see a little bit behind the curtain that, wow, that's a real human being that has feelings and knowledge and is pulling the levers for the decisions that we're making, we're focusing on that. What's your workout routine?
3 days a week.
What's your split?
Upper, lower split.
What's your favorite cheat meal?
Pizza from Battiali's.
What's your favorite city outside of Toronto?
London.
What is the favorite project that you've worked on with CentreCourt so far?
I have to say 8 Wellesley. That was the first one.
You're not going to say our project on camera?
Oh, I mean,
why 8 Wellesley?
8 Wellesley was the first one that I took on myself, and it was just a lot of pride in seeing that thing come to life.
Love it. Hidden gem that you love in Toronto?
Cocktail bar on Dundas Street.
Your favorite thing to do when you're not working?
Hanging out with my fiance and dog, going to the park, just simple family stuff.
What's the last thing you binged on Netflix?
The Gentleman. Yeah. That was it, yeah.
Fantastic.
Great show.
That was Guy Ritchie, one of my favorite film directors
love
ever.
that one, yeah.
Favorite movie?
Pulp Fiction.
Favorite type of alcoholic drink?
Martini, extra dirty.
What have you not done in your life that is top on your bucket list?
I want to travel Asia.
Dude, pleasure to see you, man. Glad to see you.
Glad to see you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.